As a broad-minded Muslim who's well-read and well-traveled, what does your religion mean to you?
I think my religion is primarily one of, I think a man should be loyal to his house where he's born. And I'm born into a Muslim house, so I believe the Arab name for God, and not just our God, but the God, the one God, the God of the Jews, the God of Jesus, his father, and the God of, I believe Hinduism is a philosophy. His name is Allah according to the Arabs. It's not like only our God is called Allah and Lord God is someone else.
Right.
So that's a good thing.
Okay.
And also, it's a religion, I believe, of submission and purity and peace. I believe you bow your head. Basically, all you're doing when you pray is saying that you are everything and I'm nothing. And thank you for giving me everything that I have, which again is, it's a pretty wonderful thing to think. Beyond that, the rules, regulations, any kind of organization is not something I personally believe in. I like having my own link with my own God.
Sure.
And I don't believe that there's a certain building that holds more sanctity than a bathroom, really, when it comes to my speaking to him. I think it's a beautiful ritual to cleanse yourself. I mean, when Muslims actually pray, apparently they are asking to be in the direct presence,
right,
of the Lord, not sending a message to him.
Okay.
So that's why they cover their heads and clean themselves a bit, like you would before you do something very important, like you do that before you meet the Prime Minister. So
Sure.
We think it's a good idea to do that before you meet someone even senior.
Sure. Do you talk to your children about religion?
Sometimes, yes. There was a time when I think Sarah lost her grandmother, so she asked me what that was all about, which is one of the most mature conversations I've had to have. I wasn't very old. I was, I think, about 24. And she asked that if there is a God, then why has he taken her, and what, so I had to try and explain that.
Okay. As a boyfriend, Saif, are you conservative about how your girlfriend appears or looks like on screen or in public?
Not really. I think, if I found it objectionable, then I would probably voice that. I think it is important how one appears in public and what one looks like. And I think there's a difference between looking elegant. I think there's a difference between looking sexy and people looking at you. I think what the basic question you're asking is, do you mind people looking at her? In the sense that, if it's a short skirt, there's no problem. Even if it's a slightly low-cut dress, that's fine. If it doesn't have a back, that's okay. But if it's a little vulgar, then I would be embarrassed to be associated. Then I would say that, but I would never be in that situation because Kareena doesn't dress like that.
Right. I asked because there have been these incessant stories that your parents disapprove of how Kareena dresses or perhaps of her sexy image. Any truth to that?
No, none at all. In fact, my father is one of the most, he'd be the first person to say you look lovely.
Okay.
And they're 60s parents, and
right,
they were pretty stylish themselves.
Sure.
And my mother would be the last person to be hypocritical about. I think the point is that whether it looks nice and elegant,
right,
and the female form should be, sometimes little covered is more sexy than, having all your cards on the table, as
sure,
they say.
Okay.
But, it's not a question of being conservative. The idea is not to cover you in a sack and keep you at home.
Right.
But there's a difference between being stylish, showing off. Even showing off is fun, especially if you have it.
Sure.
But flaunting it in a way, it's the same thing as being stylish or loud.
Right. Okay.
She'd probably object if I walked around without any trousers on, Yeah.
Sure.
Not that it would be as exciting to people.